like sales like teaches you resilience, and like that's actually like that's an actual like lifelong skill.
Yeah.
And everything's been sold, like from the Fiji water that we're drinking to the iPhones to this to the table to the building that we're in right now to the carpet to the lights, everything. Like somebody has sold it to somebody, right? That's why sales is like the most important thing that you can have.
What's going on, people, and welcome back to the Blackprint, providing inspiring black entrepreneurs and business owners the blueprint to start your success story. I'm your host, Darren, and today I'm joined by another very, very special guest. But before I get into that, if you're watching on YouTube, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, all of that good stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's grow the Blackprint community. If you're listening on Apple Music, please, 5-star rating, please, just 5-star. That's all I ask for. Please, come on. Let's get this organically into the ears of more people. And let's grow it. Also, drop a comment. Let me know what you like and don't like about the podcasts. Right. Without much further ado, ladies and gentlemen, today I am joined by Acesiz.
Yo.
What's going on, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm happy to be out of the house, man. You know what I mean?
Lockdown's got everyone just on a madness right now, innit?
Yeah.
But no, that's good, man. I think we've had an eventful morning already. For full disclosure, we were meant to be at another studio in North. They were moving very mad. But then our good guys here at Podcast Studio Hire hooked us up on that.
And the free fees you want. It's not free, yeah. It's not free, but you know.
But obviously, if you book this place, obviously speak to him, he'll hook you up, innit? But well, they hooked us up last minute, so thank you very much for that, and here we are. So, Ace, tell us, for those that don't know who you are and what you do, please, could you just run us for a little introduction?
Yeah, so I'm an artist, an entrepreneur. So I'm a rap and hip hop artist, not a painter. I can barely draw a stick, man. But yeah, like I'm a rap and hip hop artist, and entrepreneur. So I own a digital marketing agency, like doing social media marketing for brands and for businesses. Yeah,
nice. And so, how long have you been doing both of those for? So the music, not the painting. And
not the painting. Like I started taking music serious like 2017. So, but I've always been interested in music since I was young. But I started taking it serious 2017. I recorded a song in like 2015 in school. We was just sending it around school, and people like, yeah, you're actually sick, you're talented. Like, you know, we think that you should take it serious. So yeah, I started taking it serious 2017, and here I am now. Nice.
And what kind of music?
Rap and hip hop music. Yeah,
hip hop and rap.
Yeah. I would just say like, yeah, it's just like mainly kind of like rap music, like kind of like UK rap, but yeah.
Yeah, nice.
I don't really like to like put a exact style in it because I
think the lines are blurred now anyway in terms of music, so that kind of makes sense. And so, who would you say were your music inspirations then that kind of got you into it?
My music inspirations.
Yeah.
So I've been listening to rap and hip hop since knee high. So, you know, from like the 50 Cents to the Eminems to all of the old school rappers. And then like on my mum's side, like on my grandparents' house, when I used to go there, was reggae music.
Okay.
So I was influenced by obviously reggae music as well. So I've just always been around different kind of sounds, like soul music as well. R&B used to play in my house, so there's like all different kinds of music. But rap and hip hop, just kind of like, I don't know, Eminem's, 50 Cents, etc.
Okay, so, no, nice. And so I think the interesting thing about this conversation is obviously you've got the kind of two prongs to what you do. You've got the music side of things, and you've got the kind of business as well. So I'll try and always come to both at any time. But sure. So in terms of the digital marketing agency then, how long has that been going for?
So I incorporated it July the 4th, like for no reason. Because usually the 4th of July, people are like, like, you know, the whole Independence Day thing. Nah. I incorporated it July the 4th, 2019.
Okay.
So Yeah, we're in 2021 now. I was just about to say we're in 2020 now, but yeah, it's been running for like almost 2 years.
Yeah.
So that's when I incorporated it. I guess like the whole idea behind it was, I was just thinking of like something to start. Then I remember being in bed thinking like, you know, I need to do something else other than just music. So I was on YouTube. Then I came across like one guy talking about social media marketing, etc., etc. So I clicked into his page, and then I just started learning game from him. Then he had a course where he teaches you how he made like how much money, etc., etc., and like he teaches you like the logistics behind the business. So I paid for the course, and then I established myself from there. Nice.
And so before you start, prior to the July 2019, then, and I guess we'll talk about kind of when you were kind of doing the music, because you said you started the music 2017, right? So there's kind of like that two year gap in between. So when you started the music, what were you doing in life? What was life like? Were you in education? Were you
when I started the music 2017, I don't think I was in education. I don't think I was. I could have been. It's quite a while ago. But nah. I don't think I was. I guess I was just like working like within sales, you know, because I come from like a sales background. So that's what I was doing. And then I'm just like, let me actually put music out and take it serious for once. So then that's what I done. Then I recorded, the first song that kind of took off was Chase That Dough. And then after that, I just started making other songs like Whole Lot and Countless Times and everything else.
And so when you started it, because I think you mentioned that kind of at school, you were putting a few things out there and you was getting quite a good reception from it and stuff like that, right? Because I think the thing that's interesting about this is it's always a case of, obviously, if you're in that kind of creative kind of artistry type of space, you're obviously putting content out there that is kind of open to critique, if you like.
For sure.
And so that's why I always find it interesting in people's mindsets particularly when they start, because I think something that could potentially stop people from wanting to do it is the fact that you're putting something out there that could be critiques and people might not mess with it heavy. Do you get what I mean? And so when you were starting, what was your kind of thought process in terms of that? Were you kind of just like, nah, I know I've got something good here, or was it kind of like, rah, like this could be a flop, but we'll see whatever happens.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's just like, that's a good question, but I'm just like, I'm gonna see whatever happens, because I think you'll know if your music is trash. Like, you just know, you know. So like, I know my music is not trash. I knew my music wasn't trash. So I'm just like, let me record it, let me put it out. And I was with like a pretty good engineer at the time. Like, he's done a lot of work within the industry, so he knows like, the sound of the industry, and he knew whether it was good or not. So he was telling me like, add this, like don't add that, etc., etc. And then took it from there.
And so in that journey, then the kind of 2 years, talk to me about kind of like the grind in that phase of your life. Then obviously you just started music, you're trying to make it work. What was the plan for that? What was the vision? What were you thinking, or what were you trying to achieve through that?
Because I've always wanted to be an artist. So I've always wanted to be like a rap and hip hop artist, right? So just to like live out my dreams. So once I started putting the music out and stuff, and I became like established, I had like a Google presence and everything. I'm already living out my dreams. I'm just not living it out on like an insane level, but I'm already living it out. I've already accomplished what I've wanted to accomplish. I've always wanted to like own a business, own a company. Like, I own a business, I own a company. So to me, I've already like accomplished like the core of what I wanted to accomplish. Now it's just about like taking it further.
And was there any kind of, I guess, hard times during that period? Were you still working in sales for the most part while you were doing the music as well? Or at what point did you leave the sales role that you were working in?
I think I left like maybe around 2017 too.
Okay.
Or 2018, but I know like, funny story is like I haven't even told anyone this story, so right here is gonna be the first time.
Hot take.
Yeah, but like I first wanted to do like a franchise, right? So I bought a franchise for like 10K, but it happened to be a scam the whole time.
I swear.
Yeah. So I got scammed probably like 12K in fact. I got scammed like, but like the thing is like this was on like a legitimate franchise website. So you would think it's like a legitimate franchise, but they're just like, oh, we're not liable for, you know, the businesses that's on the website, etc., etc. So yeah, they couldn't help. But yeah, like, I got scammed like 10K. Then I'm just like,
so I'm guessing at that point then it was kind of like you want to,
or 12K.
You obviously like you want to go into business for yourself. You want to do your own thing, and so
Yeah.
Originally it was okay. I'm going to go down this franchise route. So
no, but the franchise was different because it was like a software company.
Okay.
So it was like an accounting software. So, and like the way that the franchise was laid out is like it's easy to get sign-ups, it's easy to make sales, etc., etc.
So
and this is how much money. This is how much money you can get. There's residual income. So as soon as you hear residual income, you're like, okay. And then, do you know what I mean? And then so
the
like,
buzzwords that get people like, wow, okay, I'm listening now. Passive income, residual income.
Exactly. So like they painted it out to be legitimate, and I thought it was legitimate. Like I fully went down to the guy's like office and everything, and then he even had like all of his branding and logos like on like cups and the lot, like t-shirts, everything. Like you would think that this is actually like a legitimate business. And he was like an old guy. He was like, I think 60 or something, or 50 or something. So yeah, you would expect from somebody that old, like for it to be legit. Yeah. And then you know, like he's like, basically like I'm gonna, you know, go through the training with you, and this is how you're gonna like run the business, etc., etc. That lasted like a day, but then after that, I never heard from the guy. If I wanted to call the guy up, he said like, 24-hour support. You can call me anytime. I'll help you. He wasn't helpful, etc., etc. Like, he ended up scamming like, I think like 40 people. He made like, over like 400,000 or something like that. Wow. It's crazy. So, but yeah.
Wow. So you don't even know what that guy's doing now, type of thing. Like if you tried to reach out to him, you couldn't.
I don't know.
Even if you Googled him or something, nothing comes up.
Nothing comes up. But like apparently like he's known for being a scammer. So yeah, like he makes other business and he scams and then he just closes it down because like my cousin, he's a banker, so he was telling me like through company's house and stuff, like he just makes business and he dissolves them, etc., etc. He's just known to be a scammer. But yeah, I didn't even know.
It's mad how people, because I've heard now numerous stories about something similar, not necessarily to do with franchises, but just stories of people scamming. They get caught. Some even go to pen, come back, and they scam. It's like, I don't understand how
scamming. Like
people like literally make a career out of this type of stuff. But, I mean,
but like obviously like you learn. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna take it as like I was young. I was like 18, so it hurt. I think I was like 18, 19. So like that's like a lot of bread to lose at that age. You know what I mean? So at the time I'm like, damn, because a lot of it was like my savings and stuff that I don't put into it. So I'm like, but then again, like you learn a lot. So like as I've got older now, like I'm very good with character. Like I'm very good with character. I'm very good like with getting into things. I don't just jump into things. I have to do in-depth research now before I get into anything. It might sound good, but everything that glitters ain't gold, right? So I have to do like in-depth research before I step into anything or choose to put my eggs in any basket. So but you learn like as you get older, like you just learn character traits as well. Like now I can kind of tell somebody's character within the first 5 minutes of talking to them. You know, I don't have to kind of try and figure out what a person is about. I can just like, you know, tell from the jump now. Even funny enough, even through people's social media pages, I don't know what it is. You can just tell like an energy whether this person is cool or not. So
well, the fact that we've been sat in the car for the last half an hour and you're still here doing this interview now, I'd hope that says something for my character, or what you read of my character anyway. For sure. But nah, that's fair enough. And I mean, obviously sorry that you had to go through that kind of experience, but as you kind of alluded to, as long as you learn from that situation, I guess there's no real L taken. Do you get what I mean? Obviously money can be made back, do you get what I mean? But the lessons that you've learned from it, I think are kind of invaluable, to the point where I think a lot of us think obviously you go through a certain scenario in life type of thing and you think, okay, I've taken this L or whatnot. But if you look back and you're like, actually, you know what, going through that, I'm blessed in a sense of gone through that because I'm now a stronger person and I think different. I see things clearer. Do you get what I mean? I've learned from the mistake and I can apply that to kind of another scenario going forward. Do you get what I mean? I think that's where a lot of people need to kind of understand, and it's something that's been said on the pod a couple of times now, that learning from the kind of mistakes and the lessons is vital for success. Do you get what I mean? Wow. So obviously, so you went through that at 18. So this is about 2017. So he's working in sales and kind of doing the music at the same time. And so, sorry. So talk to me about then the kind of when you started actually putting music out there. you were saying that you knew that the music was good and you knew that it would. Do you get what I mean? I listened to a couple of your tracks and I'm like, it were good. So keep it up. But at the time, because I guess with music, it's kind of one of those things where I guess, would you not say that most artists would say that their music is good? So what I mean is kind of like, obviously you say that your music is good, you put the music out, but if it kind of doesn't work, right? Did you have kind of like a backup plan there? Did you think to yourself, or at that time, was it kind of, I'm leaving the sales role, I'm putting all my eggs into music at this moment?
At that time, time, that's what it was. But I originally left that sales role to get into business, and I was gonna kind of do the two because I've always wanted to be, a quote unquote businessman, you know, like an entrepreneur. So I'm just like, you know, I could do that, and then from the money I make from that, invest it into the music, right? Yeah. But obviously the other thing was a flop because it was a scam. So yeah. But then like, I just started to like kind of focus on the music. Then I was like selling music hand to hand. So I was like selling like mixtapes. Oh, like on the road hand to hand, like doing it like the old school grind, style. And one of my boys got me into that, P Busy Low. So shout out P Busy Low. He makes a killing with mixtapes. Like he probably makes like 50K a year off of selling mixtapes. Yeah, right. Like completely. Is this his own music type of thing? And tax free. Like, right. Do you know what I mean? So like he's the one that actually inspired me to do that, because I'm just like, okay, like it works. There's an avenue here. Like I've seen him do it. He goes live as well when he does it. So like he was really about it every day, out there like 7 days a week. And so what year was this? To do it. He's been doing it for years, like 10 years.
But like even up until recently?
Yeah. Still on road. I don't know if he's doing that right this moment, but like, like as of recent, right, the last time, I checked his socials, he was doing it.
That's a grind, man. And so you obviously, that inspired you, so you started doing that.
Yeah.
So you was out, that's a grind, man, because
you can make like, selling your tapes hand to hand, you can make like 100 plus a day. I think like on a good day, he might make 200 pounds, like on a good day, maybe more, like, but yeah.
That's mad. And so your experience with that, was that successful for you as well? Is that?
Yeah. So like I was selling it. So he was selling his tapes for like £3 a tape, right? I was selling mine for £5 a tape. But I wasn't selling tapes. I was selling something different. I was selling like cards that has like a website on it and a redemption code. Okay. So my profit margin was like high as hell. Yeah. Like the first, I think the first 200 cards were free anyway. So, and I think to print the cards were like £8 for like 200 or something like that. So what you have to do is like cut them up. They're like little squares. They have your website. They have a redemption code. They just go there and then they just redeem the tape.
All right. It's right, because I feel like as you're saying that, what's coming to my head is like you definitely have to be good with people to do something like that, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm thinking to myself, if
I wasn't as good as him, man. I'm telling you that now. I wasn't as good as him. He's just like he was just so like he was just like so natural and just great at like what he did. Yeah. You know, like he knows a lot about sales and about you know, stuff like that. But me, it's just like I know a lot about sales, but it's just I wasn't at that confidence level when it came to like selling like, you know, tapes hand to hand. But like I was doing that for a while. And then I started going around taking pictures of tourists, like with my camera, and then charging them to get the pictures. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So like I'll be around in Central. I'm telling everyone my hustles right now, but I don't care. Someone's gonna run away with the same idea. But anyway, I went and I used to go around Central and I used to take pictures with my professional camera of tourists. And then I'll send a picture to my phone over Bluetooth, and then I'll send it to them via AirDrop on iPhone or WhatsApp, and then they'll pay me like, I think £5 for 3 photos. So I'll go around just saying, you know, professional photography, da da da. We have the camera there. People are just like, yeah, like how much? I'm just like, yeah, 3 for 5, or it was 3 for 5, or I think, or 6 for 10 or something like that. I used to say, but obviously people just say 3 for 5. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like 5 times 20, that's £100. So you gotta make sure you get like 20 sales. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's £100 in a day just off of that. And that didn't cost me nothing at all. It's free. You just come straight out of the camera.
That is mad.
And it's digital, so you just send it straight to them, send it straight over.
That's actually a different grind. I've not heard that one before. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Like no one's, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've not heard that one. I was the only one out there doing that. Like no one's doing that. So that's what I used to do, especially like in the summer. I used to go around and do that. So
Yeah.
So,
So clearly, obviously, you had some sort of kind of like entrepreneurial business kind of you want to go out and do that, right?
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Just like a lack of having things, you know, like growing up in growing up in a household that had low income, you know, and when you grow up around that, like you obviously want more because certain things in life you've never seen, you know, certain things in life you've never experienced, and money was one of them. Like in my household, like my parents was always talking about like, you know, like how they ain't got money for this, how they can't afford this, how they can't afford that. So when I was growing up, like that's all I used to hear. But then I used to see other kids around me that might have things, and I always used to wonder, like, yeah, you know, like I wonder what that kind of feels like. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, like I'm talking about sometimes going to school with no lunches, like you know, like no breakfast and stuff. You know what I mean? So just like seeing like those kind of like levels of whatever people want to call it, like I guess people can call it poverty, but
Hardship.
You know what I mean? I'll just say hardship. Like, you know, like seeing those levels of hardship, it's like it just motivates you to want more. So yeah, that's what it is for me.
Nah, that's sick, man. Because yeah, I think that's powerful, man. Especially when I hear people that have kind of like tried bare different things. I'm like, you're obviously made from something different. So I'm always just wondering. I'm interested to kind of tap into where that came from.
Yeah, like no one in my family was like a business owner or entrepreneur or even own their own home. I think only like my grandparents did, like on my mom's side, and probably like, yeah, that's probably about it. Like I think only a few people went to uni, but that was like a late thing. Like when I was younger, like no one went to uni, so no one's like really kind of done anything of great accomplishment, like so it seemed, or to society anyway. So for me, it's always just like, you know, I've always just wanted to, yeah, like just strive and go for more because I never really saw it around me. Yeah. So,
nah, that's sick, man. And so I was gonna say earlier, you know, when you were talking about the kind of redemption card and stuff like that, with the music, I mean, I just find that so interesting because it's one thing obviously selling CDs, but redemption card.
Like no one else in London was doing that, man.
I can imagine because I mean, obviously I've walked around and obviously people try sell exactly mixtapes, £3, £5, however much it is, right? But redemption card, I find that so interesting. I'm just thinking to myself, how would I react if somebody, and this is why I say you definitely have to be good with people to be doing that type of stuff anyway. I'm thinking, how would I react if someone came up to me and said, I've got this mixtape, but I don't have the CD, I've got a redemption card that you have to, and obviously because presumably they part with the cash there and then, right? So I'm thinking.
But even if they didn't have cash, I'll just be like, I can do bank transfer. I can do PayPal.
But what how are you convincing people to do it though?
Huh?
How are you convincing people?
You just have to have like a little pitch, you know. So I can't remember like the exact pitch that I used, but you just gotta say something along the lines of, you know, yeah, I go by the name of Acesiz. I'm a independent rapper and hip hop artist from the local area. Even if you're not from the local area, just say from the local area. Do you know what I mean? And then just be like, yeah, you know, I'm out here today. Selling my like my new project, you know, or my new mixtape. It has this much songs in it. I usually sell it for this much. However, today I'm gonna sell it for this much. Do you know what I mean? Like that's kind of like how
you get $9.99.
There you go. Yeah, do you know what I mean? So like yeah. So like you'll literally be like, yeah, like I usually sell it for £10. However, today I'm doing it for only £5.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, if you can support, I'll appreciate it.
Yeah.
So then what you do is you play them a song first.
Okay, I was gonna say
through like a speaker, or you have headphones, you wireless headphones, you give it to them. Then they listen to it, and then you just like, if you like it, you can help support.
Okay.
And then more time, they like it, and then they pay £3 sometimes. Sorry, £5 sometimes. People might give you £10
just as
if you're lucky. Do you know what I mean? So
that is sick, man. I think that takes next level.
And not only that, but remember, like I'm collecting emails as well off the back end of that. So whenever people go and redeem it, I'm collecting emails too.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of killing like two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
And like once, like, I think like probably like the most craziest experiences when I was out there selling tapes and like these people from Germany, like they knew me, like they knew who I was. Yeah, like they were subscribed to like my YouTube channel or something like that. No, my Instagram story. Yeah, they had me on the gram. They're like, oh yeah, like you're Acesiz official. Da, da, da. I'm like, okay, that's mad. Like you're from Germany as well. Like, and they're just like, Yeah, I think another time from France, or like, nah, I think it's the same people. I think they're from France actually. Yeah, they're from France, but that's what they said.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's crazy. It was in Camden, like, but yeah.
I mean, that's mad. That's how you know that you're onto something good, and that what you're doing is working. Because obviously, bro, people from France and Germany knowing your stuff like that.
Yeah, it was France. Yeah, it was France. Yeah, I thought it was Germany, but now it's France. I just remembered. Yeah,
that's
two
mad.
girls from France.
How does that make you feel when it's like you're there? You're obviously pushing your stuff, and you get two girls from France.
Yeah, it's crazy because like they bought it straight away. Like you know what I mean? I didn't even have to pitch them. Like they just, like they just brought the project. So I mean, for me, it was more like like just like the power of the internet. You know what I mean? And like how the world is so big, but it's so small. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like, like how coincidental was it that we happened to be in the same place at the same time?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that held me up for a while. But then I was just like, I can't keep, say, for example, going out selling tapes and then kind of like putting that in the music, because say, for example, if you're sick or something one day, or if it's like pouring down with rain, or if it's like snowing or something, you can't really go out. So you're not really making money that day. So I'm just like, I need to think of a smarter way of how to do things. And then that's when like this whole social media idea kind of came up, where it's like you can get paid from anywhere in the world. All you need is a laptop and an internet connection. Yeah. And you get paid a lot more. And it's like residual, because obviously you sign a client up for 3 months minimum. Yeah. And they're paying you probably more than some people get paid on a salary. Yeah. And you can sign up as much people as you want. And it's like your own business, your own company, so all the money goes to you. Yeah. So that's why I'm just like, I can do that from anywhere in the world. It don't matter if I'm sick, if it's raining outside, if it's snowing outside. And it's just more kind of like it leaves more of like a legacy. Yeah. And it's actually something that's tangible. Like going around selling your tapes isn't a tangible like asset. So I'm just like, let me do this, and that's go into that.
That's good. So I'll come back into that shortly. But what I wanted to, because you briefly just touched on how when people were redeeming the codes you were getting, or you were collecting emails. Right. I wanted to touch on why you made that point.
Because emails are so important, man. Especially like as a marketer, like I understand the power of email marketing, especially, but collecting emails, right? Because you see the thing with emails, people don't really change their emails. Like people can change their socials, people can change their numbers. People change their numbers all the time, but people don't really change their emails. So that's why having an email is so important too, because you're not just posting on social media, you're also emailing them your new stuff. So they're just always gonna be in always gonna be in a know, they're always gonna be updated. So
I think I think that was an important point to make, because I feel like in this day and age where obviously social media is just it's just prevalent, it's everywhere. Everyone's on Instagram, everyone's on Twitter, everyone's on whatever the new social media trend is going to be in the next couple of years, or whatever the case may be. I actually saw a post that said, if you run a business, for example, and you're only on Instagram, or you're only on Twitter, for example, if Facebook or Twitter or Instagram were to shut down, you're done. Like, how are you going to then be able to recollect all that information, or be able to connect with your followers or your fans, whatever the case may be? And so he made the point that for that reason, obviously, emails is so important. Exactly as you said, people don't really change their email addresses too often. And so if Instagram was to go down, for example, you can still push your stuff because you can just send out a quick email. Do you get what I mean?
And it's just about like being like omnipresent. Like that's the word. So it's about being on more than one platform at one time. For the people that's like, it's important to be on more than one platform. But for somebody that's trying to push a product or a service or something, then it's good to collect data. Do you know what I mean? Like that's why Facebook is as big as they are, and all these other companies are, as big as they are. And apparently like data now is like surpassed the price of oil, for example. Like it's worth like that much money. Like data is like worth as much as oil, if not more. Yeah. So data is so important.
Business model is based on data, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So everything's based on like data. And like if you look at like all of these apps now, even WhatsApp, like they just made policy changes about how they deal with people's data. Like everything is data, like because it's so powerful and it's worth so much, especially like with digital marketing and where digital marketing is going, like it's just endless. So so for me, I was collecting the emails just as like a different approach. So if they don't see my stuff on socials, they're definitely going to see my stuff within an email, and it's more of like a personalized thing too. But even text campaigns are good. I've never done a text campaign. I've done like WhatsApp campaigns, like broadcast, but I feel like it's too spammy, so I don't do that stuff no more. But back in the day, I used to. But even a text campaign, because like the read rate on text is like 95%.
I can imagine. I do tend to read every text that comes in.
And the read rate on emails is like 40 to 60%. So when you're sending out a text, you're like guaranteed
That's
pretty much to, have like people open it. But if you send out an email, it's like kind of 50-50.
Yeah.
But
that point is interesting because I remember I went to go view a property once, and like the massive developments that they have. So the people that were developing the plots of the buildings and stuff, ever since then, like literally every week I get a text from them. And they're the only people that do it. I've just clocked. They're the only people that just continuously send me texts.
Yeah. I had to block a few of them too.
Yeah. It's not been too annoying, so I've not actually blocked them just yet. And even though I'm no longer looking, but it's like they just keep saying, "Oh yeah, get a 2-bed."
But then they also send you emails as well. So that same,
not as frequently.
All the time.
Yeah, not as frequently.
But sometimes I've had like companies like send me an email and a text. Of the same thing.
Don't get me wrong, they do.
Yeah.
But the emails aren't as frequent. I'll get like a text every week.
For property, it's always like that. Even for cabs, like I had a mini cab station once. They're always sending me texts like, £15 off,
to go from here to there,
and all this type of stuff. Like, but yeah, like that's the power of text.
Yeah, that's mad. That's I guess something to think about. That's not something I can say I've ever thought about. And like you were saying, so people like phone numbers, email addresses rarely change.
Yeah,
rarely change.
Nah, I mean emails rarely change.
You don't think phone numbers change too tough?
Not really, but emails kind of like never really change.
Yeah, no, it's
phone
true.
numbers here and there.
Yeah, I think everyone's got that email address that they set up when they were like 12
years
old.
Yeah,
but then they might change it once to something a little bit more professional, and then after that, that's it. That's the email for the rest of the life.
For the rest of your life. Yeah, like what's the point of changing it?
Yeah, no, it's true. And then also, talking about the kind of out there grinding, trying to plug the music and the redemption thing, right? Surely there were times where in that period, because obviously you're saying it was overall successful, but surely you had like a day or maybe even a week where it was just slow.
When I started doing the camera stuff, I was homeless when I started doing that, bro. Yeah, like I was homeless when I started doing that, and it was mad because it's just like, I was homeless and I'm just like, I need to make bread. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I didn't really want to go into like a 9 to 5 or anything like that. So I was trying to figure out like how to do it, and plus like, with the hostel that I was staying in, like there were 2 in your business as well. Like there were 2 in your business. So if you was to get like a 9 to 5 or something, then you're probably gonna have to give all your money to them anyway.
Swear.
Yeah, like because then they would expect rent off of you.
Yeah.
So they were just like way too in your business. So I'm just like, what am I gonna do to overcome this? So then that's when I just started doing the photography stuff, and it worked.
Did you?
But like there was days when I didn't make that much. Like there was days where I might have only made like £40, but that's like the bare minimum that I would want to like make. I would stay out there like for as long as I can until I make that bare minimum. Yeah, but some days might be slow, as you said. I might stay like how many hours, but I might only come out with £40. But like that's like the bare minimum that I wanted to make. And so I wouldn't leave unless I make £40, even if I had to stay like 3 hours extra or something.
All right. So how did you? Well, I guess because my question was going to be, how did you, when the days were slow, how would you stay motivated? How would you keep yourself out there? Because particularly my old self, for example, people listening to this, for example, might be, I'm out there, bro, after 2 hours, it might be like, this is long, I'm going home. Do you get what I mean? And that could be for anything, right? You could be in a sales role, you could be pushing your own stuff if things go slow. Do you get what I mean?
I've had those days too when I just couldn't be bothered.
Yeah.
So
was it like kind of, you set yourself a target, this is how much minimum I know I want to kind of thing, and that's how you kept yourself out there. Yeah, that takes.
I really set my target of like 20 a day. Like as in 20 people a day, so £100 a day. Really, that was like my target. But bare minimum was like 40 though.
Yeah, and it's like come rain, come shine, I have to make this work type of thing.
Yeah,
that is I think that's a very good mentality to have, and one that is difficult to kind of stick to, if you like. Because it's something like gym, for example, people set targets to go gym.
I mean, I would even go to like buskers and say, look, like I'll shoot your video right now for £5, like a 10-minute video, and I don't even really do that. But if times got like that, then I'll shoot like a 10-minute video or a 5-minute video for them and send it over to them. I'm like, look, it's in HD. You know, you can put this on your socials. You can
That
put
is
this on
mad.
your YouTube. Boom. You
Yeah,
can,
that
you can,
is-
you can pay me £5 for it. Like, I'm not gonna ask for much, and yeah, like they'll pay me £5 for it.
I think that is next level. Just thinking, man. Man said going up to buskers and saying that.
Yeah, even
I rate
buskers
that.
as well. Yeah,
I
even
rate
buskers. So because obviously, like, you can see the money that buskers have there. Obviously, they have their own budget and stuff too, but they can't say to you, "I haven't got any money," because you can see
Maybe
the
like I
money
literally
there.
see £100
Yeah,
in cash
exactly
in your suit,
exactly.
in your guitar
But at the
case.
same time, it's like they haven't got content neither. A lot of buskers that I've come across, they
true.
haven't got content. It's like, you're spending all this time busking. Like, why not set up a camera or something there so you got content? But they
Then
haven't
you
got
can just-
content.
yeah.
So when I'm just like. So when I'm there, I'm like, look, you guys haven't even got content. So I'm bringing you content. You can upload to your socials, and yeah, you can just have some content, like, so, some content for yourselves. And yeah, that's what happened.
That is mad. And so before you actually started even doing the photography, for example, did you have any experience in photography? I know you said you had the camera, but were you actually using it to the point where
I've never like I've never done no photography courses. I barely even know about exposure and all this extra stuff, but. To me, I just know I take good pictures. Like, I take nice pictures, and that's all that matters. So,
fair.
like, I know certain angles just from like pictures that I've seen and stuff like that. So, so yeah, and I studied media in school anyway, so I know about like different photo angles, but I don't know the ins and outs totally
like the
about
camera and how all that type
I
of
just
stuff
know
works.
about like like headshots, long shots, like mid shots, all that type of stuff. So,
you know what comes to mind when you say all that? Because like, obviously, you say when you started the photography thing, like at the time you were homeless. Obviously, you didn't really have much experience with photography or whatnot.
Yeah.
But you just went out there with your camera and just started. The one line that comes to mind is, J. Cole's "Dollar in a Dream." For some reason, that just comes to mind. Like,
Dollar in a Dream,
I could just picture you just singing that song to yourself.
yeah.
Whenever you're going
because
out
like
to
what's
just-
crazy is like at the time was like it's like this is like when I incorporated like my business as well. It was like, I think it was like a day or two afterwards, like not a day or two afterwards. It was like a week and a bit afterwards. Like we were like, I was made homeless. Like me, my mom, my younger brother, we were made homeless. So we had to stay in one small room, like in a hostel, like one bunk bed and then a bed to the side. My mom used to stay in that bed, and I used to stay on the top bunk, and my brother used to stay on the bottom bunk. And this room is like small, and you got to share with like 4 other families. You got to share. I'm talking about like kitchen and bathroom with like 4 other families. So it wasn't the one. It wasn't the one. And the kitchen was mad small. The bathroom was mad small. But at the end of the day, like, you have a roof over your head, but you just have to share with like mad different people. And there's like different floors with like loads of like different people and stuff like that. And you have to check in and check out every time at the reception area. Yeah, it was long, but at the end of the day, it's like like you can either sit there and let it get to you, or you can get up and get out. So that's what I done. I got up and I got out, and I had like an office space at the time as well. So I used to go down to my office space and I used to like try and do the business stuff, and then on other days I'll go out with the camera and I'll do the photography stuff. It was just hard to balance both, but it's like when you're focused, like obviously when you first start a company, like you're not really gonna have like any clients or whatever.
Yeah.
I got clients within the first 2 days, like that kept me up.
So sorry, this is the social marketing.
Yeah, social media marketing company. Yeah, within the first 2 days, I got like 2 clients, so that kept me nice for like, a good period of time. But I didn't want to just depend on that money as like a safety net. I still wanted to go out there and make more. So, but I'm just like, it's difficult trying to make sales calls and all, and it's like you're not getting paid for it. Like you're kind of putting in free time.
Yeah.
But then it's like, but then you need money to kind of, to live. And I didn't want to depend on that money that I made from those 2 clients. I wanted to like go out there and make more. So that's when I started doing the photography thing. Then I was going back to the office that I was renting. It was like a hot space.
Yeah.
But it was sick though, because it was like 24 hours. So I used to wake up at 5 a.m. and walk an hour to the office, like an hour to the office, every day. And then like I'll stay there till like 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning. Nah, that's a lie. I'll stay there till like 2, 3 a.m. in the morning. Then I'll do the whole walk again, an hour's walk. Right. And then I'll try and get in some rest, boy. But like I'll probably only get about like 2-3 hours rest like a day. You know what I mean? Right. On a good day, I'll make sure that I do leave at like 12, get back for like 1 and sleep for like 4 hours and back at it again.
That is mad. And that whole time there's just grinding, trying to grow that business.
Yeah.
Wow. And so what because I know you touched on you were watching some videos and stuff that were talking about kind of social media marketing and stuff like that. Was it those videos that made you go into it, or did you kind of decide from before that you wanted to go into it and then you came across those videos?
So like I've always known that I've been told that I'm good at like, you know, social media marketing, and I'm good at my social media and stuff like that. So people like, why not offer this service to somebody else? But it's just like I didn't have the blueprint of how. And with me, it's like I don't feel comfortable charging somebody anything unless I'm 100% sure I can do it. So I wouldn't even take a pound to do something I'm not 100% sure of what I'm doing. So that's when when that course came and I studied it. I spent like a whole day, like 6 hours, just like watching all the videos and stuff. I'm like, okay, now I know like what exactly I need to do. And then that's when I just reached out to people and I got my first 2 clients. So,
So
yeah.
So as of right now, then that business is coming up to a year and a half, let's say.
Coming up to a year and a half, yeah.
You got your first 2 clients in your first 2 days.
First 3 days, yeah.
First 3 days. That's impressive. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
To me, that sounds kind of sick because
that was like I think it was like 4K.
Swear.
So it's like 4K in a day, really, if you think about it. So that's what I'm saying. Like that money there, like it could hold me up for a little while.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I'm just like, obviously like money runs out eventually, so I need to do other things. Yeah. You know what I mean? But
so how did you get those first 2 clients?
So one of them, like I was watching a video on YouTube. I'm not gonna say the channel, but I was watching the video. Yeah, I was watching the video on YouTube, and then he was talking about like his life experience and stuff. So I'm like, let me reach out to him because his life experience was inspirational and motivational. Then I reached out to him on the gram, and then I think I done like I went to like one of his like gratitude kind of events, and I shot a video for him or something like that, or pictures for him, and I brought another photographer down, and then he introduced me to a friend. So then that's how I kind of got like 2 clients, like right there and then, like just word of mouth. Yeah. And this was before I even done business with him. Do you know what I mean? But just off of the energy, and then
no, that's sick. And so you were saying that you're putting in a shift. So obviously you wake up at 5, walk an hour to get there, be there till the next morning effectively, and obviously walk. What during that time was it? And then I kind of touched on just a minute ago about how obviously you're grinding, trying to grow the business, but was it literally just trying to find clients? Was it trying to pattern other sides of the business, like the backroom stuff?
I was just focused mainly like on those clients at the time because I wanted to like, you know,
give them my
all. But this was before like I put a minimum of 3 months because at the time it's like I didn't really know that. So I just said like it's a rolling contract, which obviously like, you know, I've learned from my mistake. Just always do 3 months because you're not really gonna generate the most results within a month because it takes like the algorithm and, you know, the AI of Facebook and all that type of stuff to understand data, right? And it's not really gonna come within like a month. It takes about a month to understand that. So so like it's like we done it for a month, but then they're just like, you know, I think they expected too much, and I'm just like, you know, all this stuff can't happen within a month.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. So you're saying they expected too much in the sense of as soon as they signed you up, they expected to have 10,000 followers within.
Yeah, like as soon as they signed up, like they expected too much, and I was trying to explain to them like, you know, that's not quite how it works. Like every digital marketer will tell you like that's not how it works. You know what I mean? It takes time. You have to understand data. You have to understand, you know, the analytics behind the ads that you're running and the people that's coming onto your page and engaging, etc., etc. So I told them, but you know, to each their own. So, anyway, like that was like my first 2 clients. But then again, like you learn from your mistakes. Like now it's minimum 3 months. But yeah, that's kind of like my kind of story right there with that.
So on that then, what would you tell people who kind of think, okay, I'm going to sign a digital marketer? I know you kind of just touched on it in the sense of it doesn't happen overnight, but what kind of other just words of, not necessarily advice, but just words would you say to people who kind of sign a digital marketer and think one thing from your experience of kind of doing the...
Well, so people that like want to sign up for the service or people that want to start their own?
No, for now who want to sign up to the service.
In terms
of kind of like misconceptions or
myths. It's just like everything takes time, you know. So like don't, you know, expect to have crazy results within a month. Like obviously I'm gonna try my best to get you the best, you know, results possible because I always go like above and beyond, but you're not necessarily gonna, you know, get like the craziest results within a month because it takes a month for system, sorry, for the analytics to pick up certain things.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah. So it's just like, if you want like a social media marketing service, then it's either like you put trust in the marketer and you listen to what they're saying, or you do your research and you understand how it works, and then you come back to the marketer, because then you'll know like, you know, like nothing happens overnight. Like this is, you know, something that needs time. So that's the advice I'll give.
Yeah. I think it's kind of like in a weird sense like stockbroking type of thing. You put your trust into somebody else for something, and I don't know, someone might use, well, I guess more so in the olden days, because stockbrokers are really like calling up a stockbroker, not really a thing anymore. Everyone just uses, whether it's trading 212 or whatever nowadays, isn't it? But before, I guess it would be like you put your money in, or let's say fund manager, for example, you put your money to the fund manager. You just have to invest it. Yeah, you just have to trust them, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
It's one of them things.
So that's really, so that's really how it is. It's like I done like loads of other like courses as well, and I read so much books in this, and I watched so much YouTube videos on this. It's like I know what I'm talking about. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, like it's obvious that I know what I'm talking about from the presentations and everything that I'm showing you. So you just have to like just put your faith in it. But obviously, because services are quite expensive, I guess like, well, people see it as expensive. Really and truly, it's not, because there's other digital marketers that charge like way more than I do. But because it's like a cost, people are always funny when it comes to money, you know, like, and because it's like something where they expect ROI and you want to bring them ROI, like that's the first thing on their mind is like, oh, ROI. But they need to understand that there's social ROI too, and then a monetary ROI will follow. But you have to start with a social ROI first. So
no, that's mad. And so obviously you got the digital marketing kind of company that you've been working on. And you still, well, I think you touched on it in the car affair, but just for the pod, are you the music side of things, is that still running
it's still there. Still there. Like I need to get back in the studio, but because of COVID, obviously, like studios have been a little bit weird. But yeah, I need to get back in the studio, man. But it's like, like I've just been waiting for ideas to come to my mind, and just been waiting to get inspired by different things just before I go into the studio and just start rapping about stuff. You know what I mean? So
that's a good point actually in terms of the inspiration, because I guess if anybody's a creative, right, obviously you're always going to need, I guess, inspiration, right?
Yeah, always going to need inspiration.
Music, whether it's to create a YouTube video, whether it's How do you find your inspiration?
I think it's been hard for like a lot of artists during lockdown, because it's like you know, there's so much places that's closed, so much things that's not going on. But like I'll usually just get it through experiences. You know, like if I go outside and I go to like a club or something, I might get inspiration from that. Or if I link up with a girl, you know what I mean? I might get inspiration from that. Or like just like if I'm anywhere, I get inspiration from. I just get inspiration from experiences. But if you're just on lockdown and in the crib all day, you're not really gonna get much inspiration.
It's tough, innit?
Yeah. So I just get inspiration from real life. With the music, I've got like some features there that I need to work on, like US features.
Nice.
That I need to get in the studio and start recording on. But apart from that, man, I do plan on getting back into the studio and recording. But like, I'm a person now where it's like more moves, less announcements, you know. So I don't really like announcing things, because then people would expect you to, you know, stick to your word and bring it out at that time. I just tell people just to stay tuned.
So you started the agency in July. Obviously in
2019.
COVID. Did you kind of see that? Obviously with COVID and stuff, social media was going to be more of a or I guess get bigger, if you like, because obviously everyone's at home, everyone's going to be on social media and stuff like that. And is that kind of what made you go into it? Or
nah, because this was like this was before like that even came about, you know. Like probably like now, because you mentioned that word, the video is gonna have all of those, you know, more information, you know, visit the NHS website. I'm telling you, if you mention that word in YouTube or anywhere on social media, they have like these things that pop up, like
these things are way
information
too smart,
stuff about like this whole virus. But anyway, like I opened a business before the virus. So when it came, I'm just like, like this is definitely an opportunity.
Here I am thinking 2019 was last year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, same. Nah, 2019.
You're right.
Like 2 years
right.
ago now.
No, sorry, you're right. Here I am thinking 2019 was last year.
But like, you know, like, like the whole virus situation, You see how I said virus? I'm not, you know what I mean? Like the whole virus situation, yeah, like it's definitely allowed people to realize the power of being online and, you know, having your business online rather than just a brick and mortar business. Like obviously some brick and mortar businesses are still relevant, but others, I guess they probably closed their brick and mortar business and they just went straight online. Yeah. And others are like doing them both, you know, brick and mortar and online, which is really what you're supposed to do if you have a brick and mortar business. But yeah, I guess it's like it's allowed more people to realize the power of being online now. So maybe like when it comes to pitching to, you know, businesses that haven't got a social media presence, it should be a lot easier now because you can use like the pandemic as an example of why you need to be on social media. But yeah,
exactly. And so I guess I guess to the point I was trying to make when I got my years mixed up. Yeah. So has business been better for you obviously since the
business like business have been pretty slow. I'm not gonna lie, yeah, business have been slow, but at the end of the day, like I'm good. I'm good, man. But yeah, it has been slow. It's been slow because like a lot of people now, like a lot of people like that. There's a lot of businesses that have money now because of like, you know, the coronavirus, like grants and loans and all this type of stuff. But there's a lot of people that still like trying to look like hold on to their money, even though like as I said, advertising is not an expense, like it's an investment, right? But a lot of businesses don't see it that way. They see it as an expense, so they're trying to like, you know, hold on to their money and stuff like that. Yeah, and it's just like, yeah. So
yeah, no, fair. Have you got any free gems for anybody on here in terms of social media marketing? That
any free gems? I'll just definitely say be omnipresent on different social media platforms. So if you're an artist or a business owner or whatever, make sure you're on your Twitter, you're on your Instagram, you're on your Facebook, you're on YouTube, you're on Snapchat, you're on all of this type of stuff. Yeah. You know, make sure you're on as much platforms as possible, and keep it under the same name as well. Like don't put like one platform as, you know, this underscore that, and then the other platform there's no underscores. Like keep it all relevant, keep it all underneath the same name, and like don't make the app confusing. So if you have a shop called I don't know, like let me think of something random, the building company for example, yeah. Don't put like the underscore building underscore company. Just put like the building company and keep that the same across all social media channels. That's what I'll say. And produce content too. So like you can even produce content on your phone. You don't necessarily have to have a professional videographer or whatever or photographer. You can just produce it on your phone. But content is king. The more content you put out, the more eyes are gonna see you, right? So yeah, just keep putting out content. Be omnipresent. And yeah, like just try and learn Facebook ads and Instagram ads and YouTube ads and Google ads. If you don't know about them, then, you know, come to me and I can help you. But yeah, like definitely look into Facebook ads, Instagram ads, YouTube ads, Google ads, because right now they're at an all right price. But when more people start to use them, it's going to go up. And eventually, I reckon that it's probably going to surpass the cost of like TV ads, like what TV ads like once were. Yeah, because like, everyone's on social media now. Like more people are probably on social media than that watch TV. People are getting rid of their TVs left, right, and center. Everyone's on their phone. So it's like, why not utilize ads now? Yeah. Because soon they're going to cost, you know, 2 arms and 2 legs. And a head. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Even me, I just clocked. I do not watch TV. Literally only for sports. That's it.
I don't watch TV neither. I haven't watched TV for years.
Really?
Yeah. I like YouTube. Yeah.
Other than that,
I've even got Netflix. I think Netflix is kind of trash sometimes.
I have it, but again, I've clocked that I don't actually even use Netflix too tough. I have it, but I don't use it. Like it's either literally I'm only watching the TV for sports or it's YouTube, as you said.
As long as it's something educational, then I'm watching it.
Yeah. So okay, that's a good segue into kind of like my next kind of topics or questions, if you like, because obviously we met today when you jumped in the car, for example. I could tell straight away that you're someone that's just switched on. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? I could tell straight away that you've got your head screwed on and you know what direction you're going in. Yeah. And you're quite young as well. When I was your age, my head was not where your head is now. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? Where does that come from? Is that again from, because I think it's one thing to kind of say, okay, I want to set up a business and I want to do this because of hardship, for example, but to have the level of kind of like just level groundedness that I feel you have Obviously, you mentioned that you read a lot of books, and you mentioned a couple of books
sure,
in the car, for example. Like, and to be able to do that, to stick at it, to pick up books and read them, like, where does all of that come from?
I'll probably say it comes from like the same kind of thing that I mentioned before. You know, it's just like it's just like, obviously, like when you go to school, like they don't teach you financial like literature, you know, like literature. Yeah. I'm tired, man. But yeah, like in school, you know, like they don't teach you like financial education, basically, right? So it's like, where are you gonna get the information from? You have to get the information yourself. You know, like your parents aren't gonna teach you it unless they know about it. Like your family's not gonna teach you it unless they know about it. You know, like my parents don't know about it, my family don't know about it. So I need to go out there and get it myself. School's not gonna teach you about it. So what do? I pick up books, I go on YouTube, I listen to podcasts, etc., just anything to get that information. But then I also try and apply it. So I started like investing in stocks now, etc. And then I eventually want to get into property, eventually. But right now I'm just focused more on stocks, like dividend investing and stuff. Yeah. So,
nah, nice. And so what would you say, probably completely put you on the spot here, but like top, let's just say 3 books that you think changed your life?
Oh, snap. So the first book that I ever read properly was Rich Dad Poor Dad. Okay. Actually, it wasn't. It was Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Yeah. And then it was Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Yeah, like there's so many out there. There's so many books. The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone.
I've heard my friend that I actually mentioned to you earlier. Yeah. He because he's quite a big salesperson in America.
Yeah, he said, yeah.
My boy.
He does real estate and stuff too.
Him, yeah.
Crushing It by Gary Vee. Like there's loads, man. There's loads, man. But like the very first book I read was Think and Grow Rich. And then like after reading that book, I'm like, yeah, like, you know, this is the direction I want to go into, like with all of the, people say self-help. I don't really like the word self-help. I like self-development more, but self-development and mindset books, and, you know, books on business and wealth and all that type of stuff. And then I just started picking up more and more books. You know, I bought myself a Kindle. So when I'm, you know, getting about, I can just put the Kindle in my pocket, lucky enough. It looks quite big, but it still fits in your pocket. You know what I mean? It's not that big. So you just take it out, you read it, you can highlight things, you can look up a word if you don't understand what it means. You can bookmark pages. It's just a lot better, really. Yeah. But there's no feeling like having a physical book in your hand. Like that's why I still like physical books, and you can just highlight things like with an actual pen, etc. But yeah, it's just like convenience is with a Kindle, right? And you can just have so much books on one thing, and you can bring it anywhere in the world and you're good. So yeah, then I started buying more books on a Kindle, and then yeah.
No, that's good. So I think Kindle was definitely one of the best presents I've ever got for Christmas. Just so easy, as you say, take it around everywhere. Obviously, you pay a couple pounds or whatnot for. And Audible as well. You use Audible?
I heard about it, but I don't know if it's quite like worth it. Because you can get like one audiobook a month, right? You pay like £15. You can only get like one audiobook a month. You can save like the credit, but for one audiobook a month,
I think Audible's like £8.
What, a month?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, swear?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not that bad. Like when I checked, it was like £15. I'm like, £50 not bad, but for only for one book, like, come on, man. I can get through an audiobook in a day.
Yeah, I feel like the £15 might come from
before, maybe.
No, not even that. I was gonna say, because, for example, I've got an Amazon Prime subscription.
I haven't got that. Yeah.
So together, that's that's I think £15.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So maybe that's where that came from.
Yeah, but I'm just like, because the thing is, like, I prefer to read books because I was looking at like the difference between an audiobook and reading, and it's like when you read, like you're more in tune, like, you know, like you take more from the book. I think, and they done a study on this, like with a group of people that done audiobook and another group of people that done the physical book, and the people that done the physical book can tell you more about what's going on and, you know, the ins and outs of the book than the people that done the audiobook. So
I think also it's that's probably down to it's probably a lot easier, or I find it's a lot easier to passively listen than passively read. Yeah,
that's the thing, because like with an audiobook you can do things at the same time and listen, but then you're not really focused on the book. That's the thing. And just laying there listening to a book is boring, so no one's really gonna do that. And because it's like you're listening to it, like you're eventually gonna forget some parts of the book. But when you read, apparently, like you go over a line like 2 or 3 times, sometimes maybe, and that's like repeated in your head, right? Yeah. So that's why I like reading. And you can highlight things. You can't like highlight things in an audiobook. And there's no graphs in an audiobook. You might read a book where there's a graph. The audiobooks are gonna show a graph. So
no, it's true. And also in terms of because again, obviously we were talking earlier about interacting with different types of people and stuff like that. Like where do you think you got that from as well? Your ability to
I've always kind of had that.
Just conversate.
I've always kind of had that since I was young. Like I could go up to anybody and just talk to them. Like that's what I do. I just go up to, like, you know, if you got a camera, say for example, and you shooting something outside, I'll go up to you like, oh yeah, bro, like what you shooting? Like I'm into, you know, photography too, or I'm an artist, and you know, like I need photographers sometimes. Huh?
That's not the painting type though.
Yeah, exactly. Not the painting type, but yeah, you know, like I'm a music artist, and you know, sometimes I need photographers, and I know other artists too that need photographers. Let's connect. Yeah, just like that. You know what I mean? You know, if I see someone, bro, it could be doing anything. Somebody could have like a wrap on their car or something, and I might be like, oh yeah, you know, where did you get the car wrap from? Because I might have a car and I might want a car wrap on it eventually. Then he'll tell me, and then I'll be like, okay, cool. You know, take each other's details down. Whenever I need that done, I just call him up like, yeah, you know, I want this car wrapped. So, yeah,
I think that's good, man. That's powerful, because again, I don't think a lot of people. That's scary to a lot of people, because effectively,
Effectively, but this could be like literally like a random person.
Yeah.
But I feel like I got that energy where it's like people can like talk to me. You know what I mean? I don't seem standoffish. I don't approach them standoffish. I just approach them with love. You know what I mean? And yeah.
And how important would you say that kind of skill is? In terms of
very
business.
Important. Like there's a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People.
No, I've got that on my bookshelf. I still have actually read
it. Me neither. But I haven't read that book. But people are like, have you read the book? Because like a lot of the things, like a lot of the like the way that you're built, it's like a lot of these traits are in the book. I'm like, nah, I've never read it. This is really just naturally me. So they're just like, yeah, it's good to be like that. Yeah. But I can just talk to anyone and everyone, and yeah, they just get along with me. You know what I mean?
That's mad. That's good though. I think also because I'm trying to do this whole kind of book club thing, Blackprint, where every week,
as you should.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
That's what Charlemagne does, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
I think so.
I didn't even know that.
I think so.
But I'm trying to read a book a week.
Yeah.
So this week I'm doing Atomic Habits, but next year I might have to do that one. I might have to finally open up that How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Yeah, but like I guess maybe like we'll answer your question a bit more as well, was like approaching people when it comes to sales. Yeah, I got that from like, you know, like it's cool.
Just trashing up the place.
Just trashing up the place. No, it's cool. Yeah,
it's calm.
No. I got that from sales. You know, just being in sales and stuff like that. So, that's why I kind of got like the confidence to sell. And once you can sell one thing, you can sell anything anyway. So I'm just like, yeah, I was selling gas and electric utilities. Okay. So I was like U-Switch, you know, like the company U-Switch was another company like that. So I would call customers will call in, and they'll be like, oh, they're trying to save money on their gas and electric bills. So you'll figure out like their electric usage, their gas usage. You'll type it into like a comparison website, and then you'll just list like the top money savers there. Like it might be like Eon Energy, Sainsbury's Energy, etc., etc. And you just talk them through like, oh, did you know by switching to Eon you can save £300 a year? They'll be like, oh wow, I didn't know that. And then you just be like, okay, like, do you want to go with Eon or Sainsbury's? And I'll use Wix.com to like talk them through like reviews on the company, because some of them are old. They've never changed companies in their life. They've always been with British Gas, like, or whatever, and that's all they know.
Waste money.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So I'm just like, look, like when your tariff expires, like you're in a standard tariff, right? So you're actually paying £300 extra a year just being on a standard tariff. And if you're not on a standard tariff, they're probably gonna put you on a more expensive tariff because you don't really kind of like know what you're doing, like when it comes to this gas and electric stuff. So I'll just be like, the only difference is like it's just a different, like it's a different company that's a different company that's giving you cheaper rates, but your gas and electric stays the same. You know what I mean? Nothing has changed. You're just getting cheaper rates. Yeah. So when they heard that, they're like, oh, okay. Then I'll just talk them through like a compliance script, and once that's done, then yeah, that's a sell. So
I think that's
I was doing that.
Yeah, I think
it sounds like a lot like easier said than done, but because a lot of people like hang up the phone, or you know, people might be in a rush and you got to read through a long contract and you have to read through it for compliance purposes, right? So there's been times where you'll be speeding through the contract, but you have to make sure you say every single word.
Yeah.
So there's
miss
been manic times like that, and if they hang up, then that's it. Obviously, you're not gonna get a sale because you have to go through the very end of it, and then you still got to collect their email at the end too. So
it's mad.
But yeah, I was doing that.
That probably teaches you some next level grit and just perseverance.
Yeah. And you just have to be very good with like your words and the way that you portray yourself and stuff, and the information that you bring across. Like, because obviously, like these people probably never heard about a company before. Like, they've never changed supplier before. So all of this stuff is new to them. So you have to have patience with them, and you have to really bring across that value and that information so they understand. So,
did you go into sales deliberately? Or,
yeah. Because I've always wanted to like get into sales for work. Like if I was to do any 9 to 5, then it's sales I want to do. I don't want to do anything else but sales. So, because like sales like teaches you resilience, and like that's an actual like lifelong skill.
Yeah.
And everything's been sold, like from the Fiji water that we're drinking to the iPhones to this to the table to the building that we're in right now to the carpet. To the lights, everything, like somebody has sold it to somebody, right? That's why sales is like the most important thing that you can have. So that's why I told people, like, that's another gem, like learn sales, because sales is the most important skill that you can have. You can start any business with it, like anywhere in the world, as long as you know sales, then you're good. You know?
Yeah, no,
like in the Wolf of Wall Street when he says, "Sell me this pen," right? Like if you look at the psychology behind the sell me the pen thing, like you'll understand more how to sell to you, and you can really sell anything to anybody. There's something else called it's called like a paperclip challenge or something like that. Like, I don't know if you heard about it, but a guy starts out with a paperclip and apparently he gets a mansion or something. It's a real life story. By just exchanging stuff. He started off with a paperclip and he exchanged it for something, then he exchanged it for something else, then he exchanged it for something else, and he got like a mansion in the end. Yeah,
I might need to
look at this. Yeah. It's called the paperclip challenge
or something. I'm sure if I type that in, it'll
and there's actually something like on TV right now called can't remember what it's called, man. I think it's called Undercover Billionaire or something like that. But it's about like they start off like with nothing basically. And
I think someone sent that to me recently. Is that like 8 episodes or something?
Yeah.
Someone sent that to me recently and said I should listen to. I should watch it.
Grant Cardone's on it now. There's another one with Grant Cardone, and I'm about to watch it, but I don't know where to find it. You have to like sign up to one of them American websites or something. I think to see it. But yeah, I really want to watch that.
Yeah, someone sent me the original 8 episode thing, and I still need to watch it. So I'm gonna watch it. Well, you know when you hear something again and again, it's like, okay, you have to watch it. Yeah. So
like there's like there's so many different ways of like how to make money, man. Nowadays, it's just about what you tap into.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? And there's a good book called The Richest Man in Babylon, and that tells you like you should like treat every penny, like every coin as a worker, like all your money as a worker. So you make, I don't know, £5. You gotta say each one of those pounds that you're gonna go to work for me today. So I'm gonna invest you in this stock, or I'm gonna buy this with you to sell that and make more money. But you got to treat your money as like a worker. Like, don't just sit on your money and save it. Don't put it in, one of these bank accounts that will make you 4% interest a year. Like, that's just enough to keep up with inflation. Do you know what I mean? You're not making any real return. Like, if anything, your money's either staying the same or you're actually losing value. So put your money in stocks and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying get into like CFD trading, which is like, betting whether the stock's gonna go up or down, but put your money in like dividends, you know what I mean? So you buy at a certain price in hopes that it goes up. Do you know what I mean? And when it goes up, then you get paid, I think, every quarter or whatever from the company. So
yeah, boy.
Then you can just grow your portfolio. You can get started on trading 212 as well.
24 years old, bro.
You got any amount of money, and you don't have to put in £100. You can start with £1. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. But yeah, like that's really, I mean, that's really what it's about. And I'll just say, like, people need to become more of producers than consumers, right? Like, it's easy to become a consumer, and everyone nowadays is a consumer. But being a consumer is not gonna, like, it's not gonna make you any money. It's not gonna help you improve or elevate. It's just like, like everyone's doing that. So be a producer, like learn how to produce. You know what I mean? Rather than just consuming all the time. That's why with like me, like, I'm not going to say I'm never going to buy a designer piece of clothing again, but I got rid of a lot of my designer clothing because I don't want to be focused on that. I don't want my money to be focused on that. I don't want to be in that mindset where it's like, I got to wear this brand to fit in or to look cool or for whatever else. I don't care about that. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to get out of that consumer mentality and start to focus on how to actually grow my income, how to grow my wealth, because no one else is going to do it for you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's what I learned. Like, just putting your money into the right things. And there's actually this this way of living called minimalism. I'm not sure if you heard about it.
Yeah.
But I really respect that way of living, because it's like it doesn't mean that you can't have nice things or you don't have nice things or you're stingy or you're broke or you have no money. It doesn't mean nothing about that. It's just about really looking around you and looking at the things that you actually need.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you might look and you might have 10 different pairs of trainers. Like, do I really need all of these trainers? The answer is probably no.
Yeah.
So then you can get rid of some. You know, you might have, you know, all these electricals. Like, do I really need all of these electricals? The answer is probably no. You can get rid of some, and then you just like live like that kind of lifestyle. And again, like that puts you in a different state of mind to not be a consumer.
Yeah.
Then you start to think about producing. Do you know what I mean? And you're just like, the more things you have, like, the more stressful like things become. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes they say less is more, right? So when you have so much things, like it's just it's a lot to focus on, and sometimes that focus is what makes us down and depressed. Because I know, like, when I was, say for example, like, it's like every time I get a car, it's like I just get like, I feel like there's a weight on my shoulder. Because then you got to think about insurance, you got to think about petrol, you got to think about if your tire gets popped, you got to think about the engine, you got to think about this, and there's so much other cost that's associated to it. And it's just a liability. You're just basically burning your money, right? And especially in lockdown, like what do you really need a car for? Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like you got to think about how to save your money and how to invest your money and how to like look at liabilities and assets and differentiate the two, and put most of your money into the asset section, and that will produce money to cover your liabilities rather than the other way around. That's what most people do. Most people, like, they probably never touched the asset section in their life. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, like they just, like they don't understand financial education. But if you can put your money in the asset side of things, then once those assets grow, then you use the asset money to buy liabilities rather than the other way around. Yeah. So yeah.
Wow.
That's what it is, man.
You definitely got your head switched on.
Yeah,
man.
and Rich Dad Poor Dad can teach you a lot about this. He has something called I think it's called the cash flow quadrant.
Yeah.
And it's like something like I think it's like employee here, business owner here, something like that. Employee, business owner, investor, and something else.
His memory's a lot better than mine. I cannot remember what
but like something along those lines, right? And it just tells you, like, you know, like which column you should be in, and you know what produces what, etc., etc. So yeah, that's really what it's about. It's just about like making smarter decisions and working smarter rather than working harder, right? So and obviously, like, you know, like if people don't know where to go, like there's loads of places to go. The first place could be YouTube. You know, everyone loves YouTube. You might not be a reader, that's cool. Just go on YouTube and, you know, find out this stuff for yourself.
Yeah, it's literally everything on YouTube now.
Yeah, and then if you want to pick up some books, then you just got to type in books on financial education or books on finance online, and you'll see like loads, or books on wealth and all this type of stuff. And you'll see like the top sellers. Like, buy some of the top sellers. Like, don't look at a book as an expense. Look at it as like an investment. Do you know what I mean? Because that book's going to teach you some stuff that's going to put you on game, and that's going to help you elevate, help you make more money in life and smarter decisions. So, and you can learn through other people's mistakes as well when it comes to reading books and stuff, because they're going to tell you, look, this is what I done. Don't do this, do that. So you're just basically getting win. You're getting the keys to winning. You don't even really have to go down the road of losing as such, you know? Yeah. So.
No, that's powerful, man. Boy, like I said, when I was your age, boy, none of this was going through my head. But
yeah,
I mean, it's
but I feel like a lot of it's to do with like the generation as well. You know, like nowadays, I feel like a lot more people are clued up when it comes to this stuff. Like nowadays, a lot more people want to get into, you know, financial education and investing, etc., etc. Like even like the younger, you know, like the younger boys and girls, you know, they want to get into business and stuff. And now being an entrepreneur is cool. How many years ago being an entrepreneur wasn't cool? You know, people look at you like you're a weirdo or something. But now, like, being an entrepreneur is cool. But it never used to be cool back in the day. You know, like everyone just wanted to be a rapper or something. But like now, like being an entrepreneur is cool. You know, so like, I think that's good, because it's just encouraging people to become business owners and to own things. And I think ownership is so important. Even from like a music perspective, like an artist perspective, like just owning your stuff, like owning your your masters, you know what I mean? Like, that's the most important thing.
I'm not too clued up in the whole music, the inner workings of the music industry, but I even heard recently, like, well, I didn't realize how little artists tend to own their own stuff. Like I did I hear recently like Lil Wayne was selling Drake's masters or something for like 100 mil or something.
Kanye West as well and everything like that.
That's just mad.
Do you know what I mean?
Especially when you look at someone like Drake, who's the biggest artist in the world right now. It's like, how does he not even own his own?
Well, like, I mean, a lot of the time with these labels, like, whenever they give you an advance, like, that's pretty much a loan.
Yeah.
You know, so you're actually in debt when you get that advance. So people look at it like, oh, £1 million advance, like, you know, like I'm rich, but you're actually £1 million in debt. You know, sometimes it's better to take smaller advance. Like the smaller your advance, like the better it is for you, because the less you got to pay off, and probably the better, you know, the deal, like the higher the percentage for you probably. So that's why, like, you know, you hear all these crazy deals like, oh, he got $1 million, and you're like, oh, like, you know, he's made it now, but now he's like £1 million in debt. Then what do most of these artists do? Like, because they have no financial education, they go buy cars, they go buy chains and all this other stuff, and then before you know it, you know what I mean? Like they're struggling. Yeah. But because they got that £1 million loan, it still looks like they're up to us, but in actuality, like they're not. Yeah. And then it's not about the now, it's about years ahead of time as well. Like, like your rap career is not gonna last like as long as Jay-Z is, unless you're somebody of Jay-Z's caliber, which majority of people are not. Do you know what I mean? So I would say a typical rap career, if you're lucky, is gonna last like 3 years. If you're very lucky, 5, but not really any longer than that before you fall off. Everyone falls off. You know what I mean? Like every artist falls off. So it will eventually get to that time, and then when it gets to that time, what are you gonna do? Yeah, that's why a lot of artists get into business. Yeah, no, it's true. Right. All right, let me let's wrap it up a little bit. So just quickly, what in terms of kind of like the networking and stuff like that, and what you were saying about they
how
call
you're
me the
able
network
to
king as well.
the network king, what kind of opportunities has that afforded you in terms of from kind of just going out and speaking to somebody? Because I want what I'm trying to achieve by asking this question is, because obviously it's easy for us to sit here and say, oh yeah, networking is important and whatnot, but I want to kind of give a real life example of how networking has actually afforded somebody maybe an opportunity or whatever. So can you speak of an experience where that has been the case? Well, they say like your network becomes your net worth, right? Yeah. So probably like networking on the gram, like just like okay, so I can give you like a real life experience. So I was on Instagram, you know, like on the feed. Yeah. And like one guy put out an ad, and I was listening to a song, and the song was fire, and he's from New York. So I'm like, okay, like let me hit him up and let me follow him. So he responded like, yeah, you know, appreciate the love, like, you know, where you from? I'm like, I'm from the UK. I see you're from New York. Like, that's dope. He's just like, yeah. He said he hasn't really heard much UK music or whatever, but he said, you know, like he's pretty sure it's fire and whatnot. So I'm like, yeah, what's your FaceTime? So he sent his FaceTime. We FaceTime for like 3 hours just talking about UK music, like just straight there off, like from the jump, just straight energy. You know, both reciprocating each other's energy. I put him on UK music, and yeah, like he fell in love with UK music, and all of a sudden it's like now, like, you know, UK music is even bigger than it ever was before, but it's like he even knows more than me now about certain artists in the UK, you know. And it's just like I met him through the gram, and then I even went out to America. When I went to New York, I linked up with him, and he had a studio and everything there. Do you know what I mean? So we actually made a mixtape, UK to the States. That's my boy Swayze McGrady I'm talking about. Like in every interview I mention Swayze McGrady. Yeah, so Swayze, if you're watching this, then you know it's always love. But yeah, flipping, you know, I linked up with him, and then we made a tape and everything. UK to the States, 5-song EP. And then I just like linked up with other people like from his circle, etc. And yeah, it's just like that. To be fair, that's how we're even sitting down here, to be fair, because obviously after like Emmanuel's episode, you got to reach out to people as well. Like that's one thing I want to say too. You got to reach out to people. Don't be afraid to reach out to people. Yeah. If you want to get on a certain platform, reach out to them. If you want to build a certain connection, reach out to them. If you want to feature with a certain artist, reach out to them. You know what I mean? And even just with like celebs, if you check my gram, I'm with a lot of like rappers, American rappers, and I shoot concerts and everything. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I put myself in the right places at the right time, and as I said, like when you're good with your words and stuff like that, then you can really, you know, like get your way into certain events and certain things. Like when you're good with your words and how you carry yourself, and if you come across with positive energy, that positive energy is gonna get reciprocated. And at the end of the day, like love is the biggest thing, right? Like, love is the biggest thing in the world. Why you think love songs always peak at #1? Because like love is like really the strongest thing. You know what I mean? So if you
come across with love and good energy, people are going to give you love and good energy back, and you can just accomplish anything.
It's facts. Wow. Well, I've got 2 more questions for you.
Yeah, let's go, man.
Bella's looking at me like,
let's go.
What are these guys going to wrap up?
We can get another free Fiji boy. You know what I mean? Oh, he's good.
He's zoned out.
Well,
2/3 more questions.
Let's go.
So the first one being, what advice would you give to kind of an aspiring entrepreneur, business owner, or whether it's be music, social marketing,
social media marketing,
social media marketing, or any other type of business? What advice would you give?
Just do your research. Definitely do your research, and don't be afraid to ask questions, and surround yourself with people in that field that's doing their thing within that field. You know, so if you're trying to get into social media marketing, look at the top social media marketers. Like, go on YouTube, like research social media marketing, get some books on social media marketing, listen to podcasts on social media marketing, and that applies to every single industry that you're trying to get into.
Yeah. What does success mean to you?
What does success mean to me? That's a very good question. I mean, success to me is just like doing something that makes you happy and making a living from it. But more importantly, like just doing something that makes you happy and, you know, that can make you a living personally, because, you know, life is about living, right? And in a society that we live in, everything comes down to a check, unfortunately, at the end of the day. But if you haven't got bread, then you can't live. So that's what I'm saying. Like, do something that you're passionate about that you can make a living off of. Yeah. Because then you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. That's happiness, and plus that's income. That's income.
Nice. And finally, what's next? What's next for you? What plans you got for 2021 and beyond?
What plans have I got for 2021 and beyond? You know, I'm just gonna have to stay posted. Stay posted. But I've got a few things in the works. I do plan on going to America. Hopefully this, virus stuff is over. Or travel restrictions are better. I still see people traveling right now, but to me, it might be a little bit of a risk. You don't really want to be in another country and be stranded out there, because this country might not change certain rules, but another country might all of a sudden, then you're stranded out there. So I think traveling right now is a little bit, it's a little bit shaky. But as soon as traveling gets a little bit better, then I definitely plan on going, out to the States. Yeah. Even if travel is kind of how it is right now, then I think I might take that risk. But yeah, I definitely want to go to New York again and Philly. Yeah.
Nice. Well, good luck with all of that, man. Thank you very much for the chat, the gems, and the insight.
Content out there too. So I'll be shooting content out there as well. Nice. So as I always do, I always travel to work. I don't travel for leisure. Like to me, like shooting content, all that type of stuff. It's leisure. Like I find that fun. I find it cool. So yeah.
Nice. Well, finally, where can the people find you if they want to get in touch?
Yeah, so you can follow me on all social media platforms at Acesiz Official. That's ACESIZ Official. You can check out my music as well on all streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Tidal, iHeartRadio. You name it. All of that. Basically, all of the streaming platforms you can think of. Yeah, SoundCloud. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm there. And then subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Acesiz Official. ACESIZ Official. You already know.
Nice.
But yeah, bro, appreciate it.
No, thank you very much for coming down. I appreciate you having this conversation, giving your insight. Very insightful, man. So I appreciate that. Yeah. And like I said,
as I said right here on this podcast as well, like you really heard some things that I've never spoken about openly, and I've never even told a lot of people. So yeah,
appreciate that. Well, nice one, bro. I wish you all the best, man.
Yeah, you too, man.
Don't worry, I'm rapping. I'm literally just doing my outro. Don't worry.
That's it, man.
Guys, you had it here. Another episode in the bag with Acesiz Official. Very insightful conversation. If you enjoyed it, like I said, like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's grow the community. Like I said at the start, if you listen on Apple Music, please, 5 stars. That's all I ask for. Don't ask for anything else other than 5 stars. That's it. Let us sweep up the charts, organically grow, get into the ears of the others. Listen, it's been the Blackprint. I've been your host, Darren. Peace. Right now, you can kick me out.